Hi guys, NOTuNOTme here, just doing a quick first look at the parang that the guys at the Next 72 Hours have put together. I must just say I'm pretty impressed with of seeing it. I did have a look at it in Matt's videos, so you can check that out on his channel, the Next 72 Hours, but you don't really get a good impression of what it's like until you've got it in hand. It's actually, you can feel that it's a good chopper because there's a lot more weight to it than you would think there would be, and of course it's a very long blade. So if we have a look at my NOTuNOTme here, so this is the 11-inch blade on it. We compare it to this parang, so we're getting, you know, a good number of inches past that, so we're probably running 12, 13, over 13 inches in length. What surprised me is that these two blades are very comparable in weight. For whatever reason you think this would actually be the lighter blade, probably because it's so thin. However, it is actually quite thick, and if anything I guess this is actually heavier than the NOTuNOTme is. Okay. Now, in fact, we can just compare the thicknesses here of the blades. This is probably about, the parang's probably about 3/4 of the width of the NOTuNOTme. And like I say, probably about the same weight, just in a longer and thinner form factor. Now, when Matt gave it to me, he was saying that he wished it was a bit sharper. Now, there is a dead spot towards the end, but this is, this is nice and sharp. I have a bit of a problem with the paper here actually because it's so wet here that moisture's getting into the paper, and I was actually cutting newspaper before, but it was just getting so wet that it wouldn't cut. So as you can see here, this is, you know, do you need a machete this sharp? I'm not sure, but it's nice to know that you could sharpen it up to something to this level. The real question is going to be how easy is it to resharpen, and how long is it going to keep that edge. Now, some of the things on here that you've got, if you look at the tip at the end, he's actually gone through and put, it's almost like a sheep's foot, sort of, at the end with a false wedge on it, to give it to a nice symmetrical point on here, almost a spear tip. And Matt, being the fire starter that he is, no doubt this will be one of the things he'll be using for bow drills and actually getting it started to put the spindle in. We have a slight choil here at the end. Now this could be really sharpened up to a nice 90-degree edge on it, in which case you could use it for a fire starter. But which probably my preference is probably take the 2 inches at the back here, make sure that's a nice sharp 90-degree angle, and using it for fire starting. The rest of it has been, the edge is taken off, which is good, so you could actually use this for strip cutting or pull cuts on here as well. The handle, now this is a little bit rough because this is one they just put together until they work out what they want, and I think they're also playing with the length. Probably needs to be just a little bit longer, but great design with it flaring out at the edge to make sure that it's, you know, you've really got something to hold on to this. Again, it's the same weight as a NOTuNOTme bowie, so there's a fair amount of weight that you're packing with it. And it's good that it tapers in, so you can actually sort of fit the size of your hand grip depending on what it is. Okay, so we will do a short bit of cutting now, just to get an idea of it. I don't have a lot to cut, but I think you'll get a good impression of what this is like. Look at that. Wow. That was a couple of chops. So we can do it now. That's what we're cutting, boys. Do a good job on here. Almost all the way through. Now this isn't the thickest of stuff, obviously, but it's a good example of how it cuts in. And it doesn't bite too much because it's not so thick. It doesn't get wedged in there. You can do I'm definitely feeling that the handle needs to be a bit longer, to be honest. this, but guys, I'm sure you get the idea now.